Shalom, shalom. We are the disciples of Yahweh Shai. We come out here day in and day out, teaching that the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are the original Jews of the Bible, and death to the white race, to the Arab race, to the East Indian race, and to the African race for the enslavement and their involvement, for the torture and the atrocities of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, the Lord wants you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to come back into Him. Now, how do we do that? By adhering to the laws, statutes, and commandments that He set in place. Now, the laws of God were only given unto the 12 tribes of Israel. You so-called blacks in North America, you are a Jew. You so-called Hispanics and Native Americans, you are a Jew. The Lord has chosen you to be special unto Himself, above all nations upon the face of the earth. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So, the Most High, the creator of heaven and earth, of course, He made 18 nations of people. But out of those 18 nations of people, He's chosen one to be special unto Himself. And that is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are God's chosen people. That is why we catch so much hell. That is why we're at the bottom. Because we disobeyed the Lord's commandments. We wanted to be rebellious. So, the end result of being rebellious is that we're the nation that's most despised and most hated. But everything that we do, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, everything that we do, everything that we invent, everything that we come up with, the other nations, they want to take. They want to gather for themselves, and they want to claim it as their own, but it is ours. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy God. Yahweh thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are above those who enslaved us. We are above the white man. We are above the white woman. We are above the Arab man and woman. White people getting shot up with melanin because the sun is racist against them. They get boils over their skin. They have to wear sunblock. But black people do not. The sun, it gives us vitamin D. We are the chosen people of the Lord. The Lord has chosen us to be His special people, to be His prized possession. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the original Jews of the Bible. That is why we catching hell, because we wanted to be disobedient unto the Lord. We wanted to break His commandments. We wanted to do what we wanted to do. Now, the end result of that is destruction, death, pestilence, sickness, disease, and famine. A food and famine of the word pretty soon, when things start to get wicked in these streets. chapter 14 and verse 2. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power, and Yahweh hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the face of the earth. Again, the Lord created the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and he's chosen them to be a peculiar people, a chosen holy people that is separated from the doings of these other nations. We are chosen by the Lord. Because we are chosen by the Lord, the kingdom of heaven is ours. The law, statutes, and commandments that he gave us, it is only for us to keep. The law, statutes, and the commandments, it is the culture, customs, and heritage of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the original Jews of the Bible. The pastors in the Christian church, their duty is to teach the original Jew that, for one, if you're a black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, you are the original Jew of the Bible. Christ is a black man with a woolly hair and woolly beard. The pastors in the churches, they are supposed to be teaching the laws to the children of Israel, but they are not. And because they are not, death and destruction is unto them. But we are peculiar people unto the Lord. The Lord has given us the laws, the statutes, and the commandments to abide by. Now, we've been being rebellious in the past, even to this day, we're still rebellious. That is why these heathens that are lesser than us, that is why they can overpower us as a nation. Our power is not in gun or is not in fighting the enemy, but our power is in obeying God. These heathens, they know. These heathens know that as long as they can keep getting us to disobey the laws of God, guess what? The white man will continue to have power over the black man and woman, over the Hispanic man, woman, and child, Native American man, woman, and child. Our power is in obeying the laws of God. Once we do that, then the Lord is going to rain hell on the earth, thunderstorm and lightning on a day. Cops will not be able to gun down a black man, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child because they keep the commandments of God. The events happening today are prophecies. If you don't see it, then I don't know what to tell you. If you do not get right, then you will be in the middle of the street, your stomach touching your back. You starving because there's no food. The white man knows that we are the original Jews of the Bible, but Israel we do not consider. Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. So, the Lord said that, behold, the nations, you got your white, your Arabs, East Indians, Chinese, Japanese, Africans, those Gentiles, those nations are as a little thing. They are nothing. That is how the Lord feels about them. Just as you would drop, just as you would spill your cup over and a drop of water spills out of the cup, that is how the Lord feels about these other nations who are not black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the original Jews of the Lord, but we live like peasants. We live like heathens. We live like these other nations. We cling unto them. We love their customs. We love their sinful ways. We love their heritages. We love their holidays. We love committing idolatry when they tell us to every year. But committing idolatry and sin against the law by transgressing his law, which is an offense, it comes at a price. And that price is death. So, the Most High, he says that the other nations are nothing at all, because they are nothing. If the Lord did not choose you, then you're nothing. So since the Lord didn't chose us, we have to be obedient unto the laws, statutes, and commandments. We shall not keep obeying. We shall not keep disobeying, because Yahweh shied and died for us. Time is getting short. How long will ye simple ones love simplicity? How long will the children of Israel cling unto other nations and nationalities and customs and heritages? How long will you say, get thee behind me, the Holy One of Israel? How long will you dabble in the sins that is punishable by death? But the Lord says that the children of Israel, they are my chosen. They are holy. They're meant to be separated from the other nations. We're meant to keep these laws in this Bible. These laws in this Bible is not a religion at all.
Commendable.
These laws in this Bible are not religion. God is not about religion at all. But the Lord is about choosing a nationality of people and giving the people laws, statutes, and commandments that they have to abide by in order to receive salvation. Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of whom come we all, and the people also, whom thou hast chosen. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that we all was made from Adam, right? But there's a people that was made from Adam that the Lord chose to be a special people, and there's another people whom the Lord did not choose that comes from Adam. All this have I spoken before thee, O Yahweh, because thou madest the world for our sakes. So, this earth that we live on was made for the sakes of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But because we disobeyed the commandments of God, guess what? We do not rule this earth. The white race rules this earth because of our disobedience and our lack of discipline when it came to being obedient unto the Lord. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, now, there's two types of people that come from Adam. You have the chosen, which are the nation of Israel. Who are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? The Lord have chosen you. If you're a black, Hispanic, and Native American, you come from Adam. The Lord chose you to be special unto himself, to be above the white, Arab, Essenian, African, East, Japanese, and Chinese. We're above those other nations. So, if you're a black, Hispanic, and Native American, and if the Lord said that you're above the Arabians, if you're above Arabians, then why would you want to convert to a religion that is specifically for Arabians? If you're better than an Arab, Why would you want to convert to a religion that is specifically for the people that you are better than? As for the other people, which also come about them, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and as like in the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So the Lord said that as for the other people that come from Adam, you white people, this is what the Lord thinks about you. The Lord thinks about whites, Chinese, Japanese, Arabians, Africans as a drop of water. I'm not going to rush to pick that drop of water if I got plenty of water in. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are better than the Arabs. So I don't understand why would you want to convert to Islam, which is for the people that you are better than. Come to the realization that you are the original Jew and keep the commandments of God. Time is running out. These events that's happening today are prophesied in the Bible. The food shortage, the countless death, destruction, women getting ravished, babies starving, families starving, not having enough food to feed themselves. That is what we're going to have to come to. As for the other people, which also come about them, thou hast said that they are nothing. So, if you're not black, Hispanic, and Native American, if you're Arab, if you're white, if you're East Indian, Chinese, Japanese, African, the Lord says that you are nothing. Why? Because the Lord did not choose those nations of people, but the Lord chose the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to make them his chosen people. Now, there's 18 nations of people on this earth, right? But the Lord chose us. Wonder why we catch so much hell. Wonder why, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we treat each other the way we do. Because we are a cursed nation of people for disobeying the laws of God. Women growing bald, losing their edges, the Lord done cursed them. Women growing bald, losing their edges, that is a curse from the Lord. Okay? So, another curse from the Lord is that every nation on this earth, they know their nationality. They can tell you where they're from, whether they're from Ireland, Ukraine, Russia. But when you ask black people, I'm from Africa. You ask a black person where they from, they say, I'm from Africa. That's all they know. That's all they know. So, I got a question for the black man and black woman. So, I got a question for the black man and the black woman. If you're from Africa, which country of Africa are you from? Are you from Zimbabwe? Are you from Sudan? Are you from Egypt? Are you from Ghana? You black people that say you're from Africa, you don't even know which country of the African continent you're from. You just say that because you got knowledge that we were picked up from West Africa. You don't even know your heritage. You don't even know your identity. The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse. The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O house of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. There it is. Out of 18 different nations on this earth, out of every Arab, African, Chinese, Japanese, East Indian, out of all the families of the earth, the Lord only knows the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are the original Jews of the Bible. The Lord only knows us. The reason why the Lord only knows us is because we have the commandments, we have the laws in this Bible. The Christian church failed the black community, Hispanic and Native American community. They were supposed to teach us the laws of God, but because they did not, a lot of Israelites went and joined Islam. Why you want to join a religion that is for a people that you are better than? We are more superior. We're a superior race. The Arabs are inferior. It's time that we act like kings. It's time that we act like royalty. When you join a religion of somebody that's inferior to you, you begin to act like a peasant. Now, we are the chosen of the Lord. Now we are the chosen people of the Lord, whether you believe it or not. The original Jews of the Bible are the black men, women, and child, Hispanic men, women, and children, and Native American men, women, and children. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities. Iniquity is sin. Sin is when you transgress the laws of God. The definition for transgression is an act of an offense, which is breaking a law. When you break the laws of God, you offend the Lord. And when you offend the Lord, death, destruction. Death, destruction, and famine comes your way. Because a lot of us think that breaking the laws of God is something to be played with. But if you talking about that you serve God, that you love God, how can you love God if you break his commandments? How can you love the Lord if you break the Lord's commandments? What if Jesus Christ came back right now? Would you be worthy? If Jesus Christ came back right now, would you be worthy? Hell no. If Christ came back right now, you would not be worthy. You would be shitting in your drawers. For one, because a lot of us commit iniquity. We transgress the laws of God. Now, a lot of people think that when Christ comes back, Christ is coming back with hugs and kisses. But guess what? Christ is coming back with a sword, with fire, fury, anger, destruction, to do a lot of killing and a lot of slaughtering. Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fire, with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. So, Christ is coming back with the chariots, with fire, fury, anger, destruction. When Christ comes back, a lot of people is going to die. A lot of people are going to be put to death because they sin against the Lord. 2/3 of the nation of Israel will die because of their continual wickedness. The Lord is not playing with those who disobey. For by fire and by a sword will Yahweh lead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. So, the Lord will use Christ to avenge whom? The Lord will use Christ to recompense, to return the death and destruction and the wages upon the sinners. Christ is coming back with flames of fire, fury, death, destruction. Excuse me, sister, ask a question real fast. So Christ is coming back with flames of fire, fury, destruction, and death. Those who walk by, you have a choice to walk by, but that choice of you walking by will come at a consequence. And that consequence, if you not get into the kingdom, but you will be put to death. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith Yahweh. So, those blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans who think it's okay to disobey the laws of God, those blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans who are the original Jews of the Bible, those who are in Islam, those who are in Christianity, those who are in the Catholic religion, those who think it's okay to eat abominable things, those who think it's okay to embrace other trees, which are the other cultures and nationalities of these peoples, they will be put to death. You might think that you're purifying yourself. You might think that you have an idea of where righteousness is. But because of your false doctrine that you're learning, you will be put to death with no compassion, no mercy. Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 24. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. For their word shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched. And they shall be abhorred, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh. So, even those that break the commandments of God, people walk by, they laugh, they giggle. You will not be laughing when Christ comes on that day. Christ coming to kill a lot of people. Christ is coming to kill a lot of people for disobeying the laws of God. Christ is coming to kill a lot of people for disobeying the laws of God. I don't know what Bible you're reading or who's teaching you that Christ is about husband and kids, but Christ is coming to destroy the sinners with the sword. The sinners will be put to death, and the righteous who keep the Lord's commandments, who apply the commandments of God to their lives, guess what? They will look and watch the bodies, the carcasses of those who sin against God by transgressing His law. The laws of God are very important. That we have to keep them because it is a salvation. Now, even to get into the kingdom of heaven, right? A lot of people talk about the kingdom of heaven. The Christian church make it so easy to say, all you gotta do is to believe in Christ and you get the kingdom of heaven. That is a lie. That is a lie. You have to keep the commandments of God in order to get to the kingdom. If you do not, you're not getting the kingdom at all. Revelation chapter 22, verse 14. Blessed are they that do His commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter through the gates into the city. So, those that keep the commandments of Yahweh, they are going to be blessed to the point where they will be able to eat of the tree of life. And the tree of life is in the middle of the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be on earth. So, the kingdom of heaven is only for the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the original Jews of the Bible. The book of Romans, chapter 6, and verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin, that grace may abound? So, should we continue to break God's commandments because Christ died for us? No. Because Christ died for us, because of Christ dying for us, it is not a free ticket to keep on breaking the commandments of God. God forbid. How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? So, because Christ died for us, that does not mean that we can continue to break the commandments of God. This grace that we have is going to be lifted up once the prophecies start to really unfold on these streets. The prophecies really start to unfold in these streets. It's going to get more wicked, more destructive. You're going to see more death, more killings, more destruction. And guess what? The famine of the word is going to stop. Brothers that's in these garments, speaking out of the Bible, will not be on these corners anymore. Young women, young men, they will faint. They will grow weak because they cannot hear the words of God anymore. They will grow weak because they cannot hear. They will grow weak because they cannot hear that. They have to keep the commandments of God because the famine of the word will stop. what Jesus Christ said about keeping the laws of God. Let's see what Christ, the Son of God, says about keeping the laws of God. Let's see if Christ did away with the laws of God or not, just because he came and died for our sins. The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. So, Christ, he came to fulfill the prophecies in the Old Testament that prophesied about him dying for the nation of Israel. Christ came to do away with the sacrificial law of sacrificing bulls and goats. But Christ did not come to do away with the ceremonial law, the dietary law, the moral law, and the civil law. The sacrificial law is done away with, but the law itself, we have to keep the laws of God, because in order to be a good servant, to be a good son, a good child of the Lord, you will have to be obedient. And obedience comes at a cost, and that cost is that you will get the kingdom. It's not hard to keep the commandments of God. You just gotta apply yourself. It's not hard to keep the commandments of God. You have to apply yourself. And it requires discipline. It requires discipline and diligence. For verily I say unto you, shall heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle, shall no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. So, even Christ, the Son of the Most High, Yahawashi, he said this: as long as heaven and earth is still here, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, we have to keep the law, statutes, and the commandments of Yahweh. Meaning, we should not commit adultery. Men should not shave their beards, nor get shapers. Women and men should not dabble in homosexuality or idolatry. Women and men should not covet each other's possessions. We should keep the Sabbath. We should keep the new moons. We should keep the feast days. We should be separate, holy unto the Lord. One of our black people, we have a zeal to serve God. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we have a zeal to serve the Lord. But we do not serve the Lord according to the way he wants us to serve him. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach him himself, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. If you keep the commandments of the Lord, and if you teach others to keep the commandments of the Lord, you're going to have a great spot in the kingdom of heaven. But if you disobey the commandments of God, and if you teach others to disobey the commandments of God, you won't even be allowed in the kingdom of heaven at all. So, it is high time to wake out of sleep, nation of Israel, and come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. With that being said, we are the disciples of Yahushua, come on, day in and day out, teaching that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the original Jews of the Bible, and that death and destruction is coming to those heathens and to the sinners who break the laws of God. But say Shema, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Allah Yahweh, Yahweh, God. That is, hear, O Israel, Yahweh,